We typically don't cover party games on this channel for a variety of reasons. One, we typically don't have many people over. Two, we focus on the two-player experience. But then we have Three of a Kind from Weird City Games, and that has a two-player version. So we decided, well, we don't typically see party games with two-player versions, so why don't we go ahead and give this a go and see how it is. Well, after break, I'm going to show you briefly how it plays, and then I'll tell you how I think it went with that. All right, I'll show you really quick how to play Three of a Kind. Each person is going to get their little answer card and a dry erase marker. You're going to shuffle up the adjectives and the categories. This is usually bigger, but I'm keeping our used ones off to the side. Then someone chooses to be the dealer. They are going to grab two categories, or optionally, if you want a choosy game, which they recommend for games with fewer players, you will grab three. They're then going to look at the two cards and choose one of them and say, you know what, sea creatures, and they're going to put that out. They're then going to deal two cards to each of the three players on their left. In a 2 or 3 player games, the dealer will be included in that. So then each person would get 2 adjective cards. They would then look at those adjective cards and choose one to put down here. And then after everyone is chosen, you will reveal them. In a 2-player game, the dealer will get 1 stack. The other player will get 2 stacks separately, so they'll choose from one and then choose from the other, and then the dealer will choose from theirs. At that point, everyone's going to look at this and they're going to write down what they think the darkest sea creature, the quietest sea creature, and the noisiest sea creature is. Once they write them all down and everyone's ready, you're going to go, and then whoever wrote or whoever chose that one is going to give theirs first, going around the table, seeing what everyone says. For writing down the answers, though, you may not write the same answer in multiple spaces, so I couldn't just put guppy, guppy, guppy. Not allowed. You may write multiple words to describe something. You may use words contained in the adjective or category, and the answers are not required to be factual. But then you're going to compare answers. For each word, whoever did the adjective starts first. If any players wrote the same answer, it is a match, and they reveal the answers to gain points equal to the total number of players who wrote the answers. So if 4 of us got a match, we would just go 1, 2, 3, and 4. After all answers have been shared, if there was absolutely no matches, whoever chose the adjective is going to give a style point to someone besides themselves who they think gave maybe the best answer, the closest answer, the funniest answer. It's up to them. So when they give you a style point, you, of course, again, will just mark it off on your score. Once that happens, you're going to erase off your answers. You're going to move into the next round. Going again, after 6 rounds, you're going to see who has the most points, and they win. In a 2-player game, you are actually going to be playing cooperatively, and for every match you get 3 points, and you are trying to accomplish the best total. A perfect score would be 54, getting all 3 right in all 6 rounds. So that is the basics on how to play this. Let's get on to my thoughts. And there you go. That is the basics of how to play Three of a Kind, a party game of creative connections. So, as I said, we don't typically cover these types of games because it's usually a lot of just, ho ho, let's try and be funny, or ho ho, let's just mess with people. And that's what I enjoyed about with the 2-player version of this is it wasn't you trying to mess with people. It is literally you two trying to see if you have that connection. You two trying to figure out, what is the other person going to say? And are they going to say what they want to say? Are they going to say what you want to say? So it actually kind of comes a little bit more almost like a deduction game that's cooperative because you're trying to deduce what they're going to do. Grant, you can kind of be like ahead of time being like, we're going to try and think like you think. And then you're going to try and put your guesses to how they think. And that could be a whole interesting mechanism all of its own. And with the quickness and just the way that it plays, this would be a good filler on a 2-player game day. Or if you're just kind of sitting around trying to find something fun to do, this is easily one that you can pull out and kind of just do while sitting around in the living room, sitting around somewhere else. You don't have to be at a game table as long as you all see the clues because you just have your little things you're writing on and scoring that way. So this does lend itself to kind of that portability of, you can kind of take it anywhere because you don't need quiet. You don't need to be super thoughtful. It's kind of just writing down the stuff and comparing them. Again, outside of that 2-player purview, I will say we did play this with the youth. This is a type of game that they really enjoy. They love the whole, trying to get people's opinions on things or trying to be able to try and think like people. So I initially brought them down to kind of just, show them quickly how it played. And they're like, all right, cool, let's play it. And then we played it again. And then we've grabbed it again since then. I played them 2-player, I played the Bride 2-player. So it is one that is quick and easy. It can bridge any gap. If you have people who aren't into board games but like those kind of guessing games and stuff like that, then this is one that they are going to possibly enjoy as well. Because as I've said, the youth is not big into like a lot of the bigger board games and the more strategic board games, but this is a game now that we have that is right up their alley that me and them can play easily, or we can grab them and the Bride and play it, or if we have other people over, such as we are planning on doing for holidays, then we can easily bust it out for there as well. And it's simple enough that the youth could even teach it and show them how it's played. So overall, I will say though that I do find Three of a Kind more of a 7. It is one that I'm probably usually willing to play. It does have the pitfalls that a lot of these types of games do have, where it will be kind of luck in the draw. You might get a cool topic, but if your adjectives don't line up right, it can be very hard and it could be difficult to come up with words. So then it is kind of more of a, can I guess your random guess type of thing. Like you might get like scariest office equipment. Okay, well, I guess that could be the shredder. But there is various instances there where like the adjectives really might not fit the clue at all. So there is always those hiccups in all these types of games. But this one does mitigate that by giving the whole style points, so at least someone could feel like they got something out of it. But that is my thoughts on Three of a Kind. If I could go ahead and get you to head down below and hit like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. If you'd like to help support the channel, there's a variety of ways. The first of all is we have an affiliate link to Miniature Market down there. So if you want to look for this game or others, if you hit our link down below and make a purchase, we do get a portion of those sales come back to the channel. In addition to that, we have a Patreon you can join, a Ko-fi you can hit up, and there is a join button down below where you can become a member of the channel to get exclusive access to things such as our videos early or exclusive videos released just to our members. Alrighty, so can you beat Three of a Kind?